Sleek and lavish, Maria's motorhome is like a mansion on wheels. Its chromy black paint is so fresh that you can practically smell the primer.
Here we are. Base, sweet base.
She throws the door open.
Joe, Tess, buck up, we have guests.
Marina and I shoot each other an unsure glance, then enter the motorhome.
Oh, hey. Did you finally manage to make some friends?
Blow it out your ass, slacker.
I like this conversation already. It's just as big and expansive on the inside, making my RV look like a toilet in comparison. It's definitely a luxury class, unlike my Class C. Or at least, it would be a luxury motorhome if not for the seemingly random decor. I know that poster. The wall is littered with posters of ska bands, the worst genre of music. Even weirder are the license plates scattered everywhere, some in boxes, some on the table, and some strung together like a wind chime. Oh yeah, I noticed that, but didn't notice what I was doing. A big bag in a corner and bottles of empty beer and liquor cast off on the ground. The place looks more like a frat pad than a base. An impression further aided by the guy sprawling out on the couch, his head wrapped in a bandana like Maria's.
Someone's feisty today. No luck with the treasure, I take it?
Yeah, no thanks to you.
Hey now, me and Tess were holding down the fort. That's a very important job.
He gestures at the cot above him. A hollow space under some cabinets. It looks like a row of cupboards used to be there and were stripped out to make room for it. Lying on top of it is a little girl facing the other direction, fiddling with something I can't make out. She's wearing another identical bandana.
Isn't that right, Tess?
Oh, look at little Tess. Oh, she's so cute. It's just like, eh. Tess gives a barely existent nod and continues tinkering.
See, what did I tell you?
Has she been like this the entire time?
I'm going to go with yes.
Yep. She hasn't moved since you left this morning. It's kind of sad.
Please. Don't think I haven't noticed you were on that couch when I left.
Guilty as charged.
I clear my throat, reminding them of our presence.
Oh, right. This is my team. The lug who's become one with the couch is Joseph, and the squirt is my kid sister Tess. Joe, Tess, this is Alyssa and Marina.
Amber and Marina.
I was about to say, let's name something different.
Whatever.
I will say this as I keep going. I really do like the voice acting of this game. It's pretty nice.
They are looking for the treasure too.
Hey there, ladies.
I can only hope the highly trained elite team are hidden in the bathroom.
Hey, I'm Marina. It's really nice to meet you.
Marina jumps in front of me, taking hold of the conversation by its throat. Like Homer Simpson to Bart Simpson's neck.
The other girl is Amber. Say hi, Amber.
Hi.
Oh,
Don't mind her. She's just grumpy.
I'm not grumpy.
you're grumpy.
You sound pretty grumpy to me.
Say it. Joseph is my spirit animal. I groan and start muttering nonsense under my breath. Oops. Didn't think being a realist would make me grumpy.
She doesn't think the treasure exists.
Uh-oh, Mariah, we've got a non-believer in our midst.
I like how she said it's a rock and it's something religious. Why should I care? But then you have to keep on using the words non-believer. It's like, you guys are like being hypocrites right now. What the heck? Why do they keep saying that?
Why do you think I brought her here?
If you think you'll be able to convince me that this treasure is real, then fine. But you have another thing coming.
Come on, where's your sense of adventure?
It's back in my RV, and I'm trying to get to somewhere else. That's where my adventure is going.
Back in my motorhome. We can take you and your sense of adventure back to Carlsbad if you want.
There we go! I'm like telling the story as I go.
No thanks.
I'm good. Joseph and Amber are both my spirit animals.
Carlsbad? California?
New Mexico.
Rolling her eyes, Maria walks over to the drawer. From inside, she pulls out something wrapped in cloth and brings it over to me.
Go ahead. Take a peek.
Her smirk reappears, curling around her face as if this were a game, and there's no way she could lose. Hesitant, I bring my hand to the rag and unwrap it.
What? No, wait. Is this?
That's right.
Ooh. Is it like... Okay, if it's a gold circle with a triangle inside, I'm gonna be saying Bakura? Lying swaddled in the cloth is a yellow nugget. I give it a squeeze. It's soft, definitely not a piece of pyrite.
It's
Fool's gold.
gold!
But how?
You know the miner who hid the treasure? That's Joseph's great-great-uncle.
You're lying.
I can testify for that. It's true.
Ew. We got family.
This thing is a family heirloom.
More like it was lying forgotten in my basement until we stumbled across it as kids.
After that, I heard great tales of the miner and his hidden treasure.
She went to the library and found old newspaper clippings making fun of him.
Then, I made it my life's goal to find his treasure.
She's been obsessed with it ever since. Help.
Help me.
That's a load. I saw you at the store yesterday. If you knew so much about the treasure, then why did you have to buy one of those journals?
Another side of my family probably got the journal after he kicked it. We didn't hear about it until everyone else did.
This doesn't prove anything.
Maria shoots me a scowl, similar to the look she gave to the clerk yesterday.
What are you trying to say?
Sis,
Tess finally moves, hopping down from her cot, under the license plate wind chime in her hand. The plates clanking together as she runs over to Maria.
sis, I finished it.
She says this without a hint of emotion, her eyes in a constant half-open state. It's kind of unsettling.
How many is that now? 44?
45.
Maria bends down to Tess's level and greets her.
Oh, are you collecting license plates? Uh-huh. I only have 5 more until I have all 50 states. And what state do you have there? New Mexico.
Her voice and expression don't change, still as dry as the desert air. Maria scoffs.
At least yesterday wasn't a complete waste of time. That junker was a piece of crap.
Wait a second.
All the parts were rustier than my ass. Even the scrap metal wasn't worth it.
Just be thankful we found it. We'd be busted if I hadn't salvaged the good bits. Besides, that money is going to keep us from starving.
I look at Maria, but she doesn't seem to have put it together. Yeah, they're the ones that stole the car and the money.
About that car you found. That wasn't outside Roswell, was it?
Maria's eyes go wide, realization finally penetrating her skull.
Yeah, not too far from the store. What do you care?
Oh no. I can feel my blood begin to boil. Marina can feel it too.
Amber?
Every part of me is shaking. I struggle to spit out the words.
Her car was stolen outside of Roswell yesterday. It was out of gas, so we went to get some.
Joseph is the next to realize it, followed by Tess.
Oh, crap.
So?
I can't hold it in anymore. Sorry, Marina.
So, you stole her car and dismantled it!
Joseph jumps off the couch and apologetically bows repeatedly, all in one motion. Every bow makes me a little bit angrier.
Joey said it was okay.
I thought it was. Mariah gave the go-ahead.
You told them it was alright?
Yeah, so? It's your own fault for leaving it out there.
How? How on earth is it our fault that it broke down?
You know. Finders, keepers.
It's a freaking car!
Tess tugs on my shirt.
What?
I don't mean to, but the word snaps out of my mouth. The tiny girl shrinks away. Alright, Amber, just calm down. We could talk this out.
Here.
She holds out the wind chime made of Marina's license plate. Her eyes cast downward.
You can have it.
Never mind. Calming down isn't going to happen. A hand grasps my shoulder. I turn to Marina. She shakes her head and smiles.
Amber, it's okay.
But
Really, it's fine.
Actually, kinda isn't. Isn't that your brother's? I think I remember from like last time I recorded this. Wasn't that her brother's car? I think the brother could probably actually get these people arrested by this time. I'm pretty sure you can too. She bends back down to Tess and smiles reassuringly.
You can go ahead and keep it, sweetie.
A trio, Maria included, are taken back by Marina's saint-like reaction.
Don't worry, guys. It's fine.
Can they at least have the money back? You kinda stole her money too. Joseph breathes a sigh of relief.
Oh, God. Thank you so much. We're all really sorry about this. Right, Mariah?
Yeah, I guess.
Dude, if I was Amber, be like, money, bitch. Oh my god! Joseph is my spirit animal! I even said it before I even clicked it, oh my god. Okay, 100%. I haven't played this before, okay? I'm not doing this off of script or anything. Live reaction. I'm the one telling the story, apparently. I'm the one that made this story, apparently, because this is like too coincidental. I love it. About as fed up with this as I am. Joseph shoots her a glare and smacks her on the back of the head.
Ow! Alright, I'm sorry and stuff.
Well, can I smack her this time?
Marina, are you sure? They destroyed your car.
Yeah, but it was pretty run down anyway.
You're unreal, you know that? Anyway, we should head out now. We have a few things to take care of.
Thanks for showing us the gold. Now I'm sure the treasure's real.
No problem, ladies. Again, really sorry for all the trouble. If there's anything we can do for you, just give us a shout.
Sure thing.
So I would like that shirt. We head to the door, but Marina turns around before stepping outside.
By the way, was there a phone in the car?
The pink case, eh?
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, no.
We kind of sold that too.
Fucking hey. Feels like the page is staring back at me. In fact, at this point, it probably is. My gaze drifts from the journal to the window by the entrance. Marina is outside, twirling the payphone's cord as she pops in another quarter. She bites her lips and looks through the window. Our eyes meet. She sends me a small, anxious wave. Closing the book, I let out a yawn and removed my head from my fist. I'm sure there's a red imprint on my cheek. Figuring out we had to go to Shiprock was the easy part. Everything else has been a gigantic pain in the ass. There's a rush of precious cold air getting sucked from the building. Marina enters, carefully shutting the door and taking a seat opposite me in the booth.
So how'd it go?
It went fine, I guess.
Your parents are okay with all of this?
Maybe not okay.
Oh, the start of that song sounded like it was going to start turning into a horror game. A smile creeps onto her face.
But they understand.
At least someone gets it, because I still don't.
They weren't happy about the car, though.
I think you were the only person who was.
How couldn't I be? Mariah showed us that the treasure is real.
You're going to believe the people who stole your car?
It was an accident. They didn't mean to. Besides, they're nice.
Before I could argue further, a waitress emerged from the kitchen, carrying an order. A hot black coffee for me, a milkshake for Marina, and a large order of fries for us both. I just got a message on my phone. Internet Explorer Chan. Marina's eyes brighten at the sight of the shake. Like with the slushy, her sweet tooth takes control of her, and she practically starts drooling over the glass. With a nod, the waitress disappears back into the kitchen.
Thanks for the food, by the way.
Well, it's not like I really had a choice. I could hear your stomach from the driver's seat. I wasn't about to let you starve to death on my watch. Plus, I was getting pretty hungry too.
Amazingly, Marina didn't freak out at the sight of the diner, like she has at everything else so far. I was genuinely shocked when I didn't hear a gasp of awe escape her mouth as we pulled up.
Hey, Amber, why don't you get a shake too? Coffee and fries don't really go together, don't you think?
I'm fine. I don't really like sweet things.
But it's super good, especially when you dip your fries in it.
I sense a McDonald's and Wendy's joke coming out right now, but I'm going to stop myself before I go too far into that food war. She takes several of the fries and does just that, dipping them into the shake like it was ketchup or mustard.
That's silly. I can do the same thing with my coffee.
Taking a fry, dunk it into my coffee, and take a bite out of it. Doesn't taste that good, does it? That was a bad idea. Grimacing, I place the rest of the fry on my napkin as I try to cope with the cold chill and sulfury aftertaste.
Maybe it would work better if you put creamer in it?
Somehow I doubt that. Besides, it would just ruin the coffee.
I don't know how you can even drink it without cream, or at least a little sugar. It's so bitter.
It's an acquired taste. You find flavor in the bitterness.
That's why I think it's weird that you drink something like that.
How do you mean?
I don't know.
Her brow furrows in deep thought.
You always seem so yes or no about stuff. If you like something, then you do. If you don't like something, then you don't.
You're losing me, Mare.
What did Mom used to tell us when we didn't listen to her? Oh, yeah. Basically, you have a really thick head, Amber.
I nearly spit the coffee out of my mouth. Interesting.
Gee, thanks.
Or was it a thick skull?
It's a thick skull.
Whatever, you know what I mean, right?
No, I think the correct term is she's stubborn. Because saying a thick skull is more of an insult than saying someone is stubborn, but it kind of means the same thing.
I think so. Maybe. It wasn't really an acquired taste for me now that I think about it. Maybe I've always liked the bitterness.
Or maybe I just convinced myself that I did. I don't know.
Is that a bad thing?
Just like in Maria's RV, Marina shakes her head and gives me a sweet, genuine smile.
I don't think so. I actually really like it. It reminds me of Shiprock.
A warm, tickling sensation bubbles up in my chest. It forces me to smile, but I play it off all cool and breezy like.
So I remind you of a rock. You shouldn't say that kind of thing. People might think they're insults.
Satisfied with how I played that off, I reach for a fry to reward myself, but instead of hot, crispy goodness, something smooth brushes against my fingertips. I gaze down at the plate of fries. Maria's hand, for a split second, rests below mine. Oh, ooh. We instinctively snap back. Marina's face is a bright shade of pink, and mine is probably similar.
Sorry.
The room feels 10 degrees hotter. We try to reestablish eye contact, but our glances shoot off in other directions as soon as we meet.
Hey, Amber?
I managed to compose myself long enough to look back.
You said something about bills and expenses last night, right? I don't know what exactly you meant by that or what it is you have to pay off, but since we know the treasure is real now, I was wondering, maybe you might think about sticking around to look with me? We could even split it, or something.
Well, first off, we don't even know if the treasure is actually real. Mariah could be pulling our legs.
My coffee is mostly gone. All that's left is a puddle and a few stray grounds.
I'll think about it, though.
Really?
I only said I would think about it. Don't get too excited just yet.
I won't. I just think it would be super cool.
Marina flops her chin down and rests on the table.
How's it going anyway? Have you figured out where the first part of the treasure might be?
No luck. It's not like the guy drew a map or anything. He just jotted down details about the places he went to.
That and rambling about how awesome he was.
Do you think Mariah was right and he hit it on top of old Shippy?
Don't listen to Mariah, okay? She doesn't know what she's talking about. Think about it. How would he even scale the mountain? He was traveling solo on horseback. I doubt he would have the tools to do it. And even if he did, I'm pretty sure he would have gone on and on about it in his journal.
I'm so cool. Actually, now I think about it, if he decided to just use his inner Skyrim horse physics and decide to walk up that mountain with his horse, it's possible. The puppy dog whine. Marina frowns.
Are you sure he didn't mention anything else? Maybe something we didn't catch?
I slide the book across the table and over the leftover crumbs, stretching out my stiff joints as I rest across against the booth.
Take a look if you want. My eyes are gonna start bleeding if I read it again. The only things he really mentioned are the rocks and the dikes around it.
Oh.
Marina forces herself to stare down at the plate, the blush from earlier reappearing. Oh? Oh.
No, not like that.
I stifle a giggle. Teasing her is gonna be a blast.
I mean the rocks that branch out from the mountain. That's what they're called. Huh.
It's so simple, but it makes sense. I shoot up and throw down some money. Marina jumps at the sound of the table rattling. I accidentally clicked twice. I might have skipped something. I'm sorry.
What's the matter? Did you figure out where it is?
Maybe. At least a general area.
I march towards the door. The table rattles again as Marina leaps up. She stays behind to straighten it out before scrambling to catch up with me.
We're going now?
Hell no. We don't have any equipment. But we know someone who does.
I shove the door open, the last bastion between refreshing air and burning dry heat.
Come on, let's go cash in a favor.
I'm gonna take a wild guess to say they're going to the other chick to ask for their equipment.